Relieve me of the bondage of self, that I may better do thy will. Hello and welcome again to TUMI'S Daily Grind. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're doing well. My name is Tumi and my journey began on the 13th of October 2021. As always, here I talk about recovery, spiritual growth, mental health issues, sobriety, relapses, and spiritual well-being, focusing mainly on the daily work, the grind that goes into finding peace of mind, contentment, and freedom from addiction. Today I'm looking at part 2 of the step 3 prayer. If you have missed part 1, I strongly recommend you listen to the day 14 episode of the series before continuing here. I would like to start by reading out the entire step 3 prayer again as I start this presentation for context. The step 3 prayer is found on page 63 of the Alcoholics Anonymous book under chapter 5, How It Works, and it goes like this. God, I offer myself to Thee, to build with me and to do with me as Thy wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self, that I may better do Thy will. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help of Thy power, Thy love, and Thy way of life. May I do Thy will always. Relieve me of the bondage of self, that I may better do Thy will. Firstly, this sentence lets me know that I am in a bondage of sorts. Now, the word bondage means the state of being a slave, which I understand as saying that I am in some sort of prison and not free because someone or something controls my life. This prayer is specific here by referring only to the bondage of self and not another. Self then here is the problem. I am a slave to self, my ideas and my way of life. I am self-centered, selfish, and so self-focused that I have left no room for God and no room for me to do what my higher power wants me to do. I am imprisoned by my thoughts and self-concern, which blocks me from doing God's will. The more I think of myself, the less useful I become. Therefore, I seek the relief from my ego's binds and gain freedom from self. I want to be God's vessel and carry out my purpose as paved by Him, because I have offered myself to my higher power completely and put Him in control. Now how can I say that if I am still under my own shackles, with my ego being the warder? I have already asked God to build me and to do with me as He wishes. My life is no longer my business. I have to allow my higher power to mold my life as He envisions. I am acknowledging that God knows what is best for me, and the path I take should be fully guided by Him. My life so far has been ruled by my ego and has been a self-run chaos causing serious unmanageability. I have to remove my ego as the manager and replace it with God's will for me. My defects of character have to be honestly named and removed so the necessary replacement can take place. Dr. Carl Jung, who has influenced the Alcoholics Anonymous program, is said to have founded the analytical psychology and explored the religious nature behind human psychology, puzzling together the human mind and its vital link to spirituality. Carl Jung sought to explain the human psyche and in doing so realized 12 character archetypes found across different cultures and seen in different periods. I mention this here because we all have these archetypes as he has described, and each archetype comes with its own set of strengths, weaknesses, and psychological issues. Through this, Dr. Carl Jung tells us that we have both demons and angels, good and bad, the yin and the yang, competing for control of our subconscious, which are the main influences of the conscious, and only a spiritual awakening allows the good, the angels, to become dominant and prevail. At some point, we can have a look at these archetypes, and perhaps the study may assist with the in-depth understanding of who these archetypes are and how they influence our daily thoughts, feelings, and the resultant actions that we take. This is important as this influence is so powerful that if not noticed and dealt with correctly, it may lead to relapse. With that said, the bondage of self, in my understanding, is anything that inhibits my spiritual growth. It is anything that holds me back from living a happy life. It is anything that holds me back from finding serenity. It is the self that causes me to enable my addict. My ego that holds me hostage and lets me think I can play God and control everything around me. It is anything that convinces me that I can run my life without my higher power. This self-bondage inflates my guilt and shame and my sense of responsibility. It inflates my perception of my mistakes and floods me with negative thoughts once I fail to fulfill what has convinced me that I can do by myself. So today I ask my higher power to relieve me of these unhealthy habits and the bondage of self so that I may be a better servant of His will for me, not mine, and would like to end this episode by quoting from page 85 of Alcoholics Anonymous that states, "Every day is a day when we must carry the vision of God's will into all of our activities. How can I best serve Thee? Thy will, not mine, be done." Thank you for your time, your support, and being with me on this journey to finding serenity. If you enjoy listening to me, please don't forget to subscribe and let your friends, your family, and your tribe know that they can also join me on this journey toward finding serenity and some peace of mind. Until I see you next time, stay well and God bless you and keep you safe today. I wish that God relieves you of the bondage of self so you can find the freedom from self-will and do His bidding without the binds of ego. Be diligent with the work required to achieve your spiritual goals and experience serenity and peace of mind. It is no easy path, but it is simple. Be diligent with the work required to achieve your spiritual goals and experience serenity and peace of mind. It is no easy path, but it is simple.